Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Coach Tobias Forst, founder of Achilles Life Coaching, decade-long recipient of narcissistic abuse, and I've saved myself from all of it. How I did this, I share with you in my coachings and videos. So welcome to today's topic. This narcissist falls in love the quickest. Forget for today's topic the subtypes of narcissistic behavior. We will not be talking about particular aspects like covert narcissism, grandiose narcissism, and all the other ilk. It seems to be quite independent of the subtypes of narcissistic behavior to answer the question which narcissist falls in love the quickest. And the one that falls in love the quickest is the one who needs a space to live, who wants to be in an apartment with you because you should also put in certain amounts of money to so that you guys can live together, ladies and gentlemen. So why not downsize for the narcissist? Ever try that idea with any narcissist, especially the grandiose ones, when it comes to reducing what is perceived to be the current standard? That's a no-go. So here comes you as the possible savior and savioress, if that's the word. And they want something from you, and they will analyze which type of reaction to display initially, whether or not they are required to fall in love with you or not. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you're part of, I'm inventing a group A right now. Group A, let's say you're part of group A, ladies and gentlemen. You are positive and euphoric about that idea, and or you have a helper syndrome. In that case, if you're part of that invented group A, there is really no more necessity for the narcissist to get you on their good side, because you already basically agreed to help them, let them move in, make some space for them in your apartment, your house, maybe not insist on getting partial rent for the first few months for whichever reasons, and there will be reasons, rest assured, ladies and gentlemen. So, to speak bluntly, if you're part of this group A, they got you by the balls. There are ways out of this, but if that's the case, that would be the end of the story. In most cases of you, however, you are not part of Group A. Let's invent a Group B. Group B, ladies and gentlemen, let's say you're part of Group B, and Group B are the skeptics. The narcissists, let's call them Jeff and Jessica, for your particular situation. And they, Leah ist gut. Nein. So komm her. So Jeff and Jessica, they present to you in golden words and flourishing colors the idea of moving together. You two moving together. And you're a skeptic. Group B, you're skeptical. So that requires your reaction to their proposal requires another reaction on the narcissist's part, on the part of Jeff and Jessica. What could that reaction be? Jeff and Jessica realize that they must fall in love with you. Right now, they must fall in love and convince you that they're in love with you, that this is a good idea, and you will also be in love with them, and that over time, this will be the best thing that can happen to both of you. So how do they do this? They present this metaphorical meal on the plate for you. This is moving together with Jeff and Jessica, or Jeff or Jessica. One is more than enough. So what do they need? They will prepare that metaphorical meal, this idea for you, and in order for you to savor it, they need to season it. So let's say they season it with 100 grams of deflection. Deflection, because you as a skeptic might ask them, Jeff, Jessica, where's this coming from? Why haven't you shown any interest in me earlier? And rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff and Jessica will have their answers ready to deflect. Because they've only now just begun to see you for who you are. It's difficult to keep a straight face. Especially when you've heard this, when you've witnessed this with other people, it's just, yeah. Okay, solemn face. Because they've only just now started to see you for who you really are. Because they've been in a relationship that prevented them from really thinking about other people in any other capacity, because they thought you had no interest in them, because they, apparently Jeff and Jessica, never had the courage to approach you before this. Strangely enough, the lease of Jeff and Jessica just ran out 3 weeks ago. So, but that sure has nothing to do with it. Keep your eyes open and your eyes peeled and your ears open, ladies and gentlemen. So what's next for the narcissist to season the love meal for you? The next part is 100 grams of victim mentality. Victim mentality, because the relationship that just ended 3 weeks ago, you're a skeptic. You asked them, you just broke up 3 weeks ago. What's up with that? Why do you want to move in with me right now? And it must be the toxic ex-boyfriend, the toxic ex-girlfriend of Jeff and Jessica. It must be the landlord, for whichever reason, and there will be plenty of reasons. None of those reasons regarding any of the groups, the culprits mentioned, you will have any proof of their side. You will find nothing in writing. You will have no information that is contrary to what Jeff and Jessica, the narcissists, tell you right now, because it must not be possible for you to prove the opposite. Because the seasoning with victim mentality is strong with them. That's 2 of 4 ingredients to season the meal of moving together with you. Of how Jeff and Jessica managed to fall in love with you out of the blue very quickly. So what's next? There is... Let's take some of this. Oh, I love this. 400 grams of future faking. Future faking. Because, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, this will be your first apartment together. Yes, there will be many more, according to the future faking. And he or she will verbally, in flowery language, already decorate how this might change, how more cozy and warming and welcome that might appear to you once you moved in together. How it will be for you now it's time to get to your emotions, ladies and gentlemen. Because imagine you're having your first espresso of the day outside on the balcony, having a smoke, and Jessica or Jeff approaches you, stands behind the chair you're sitting in, and they give you a gentle shoulder rub because you will have a stressful day ahead. But they are there for you. They're having your back. And plenty more examples that you probably already went through in your lives. Last ingredient for the seasoning of the meal of moving together. Spicy. We need some chili now. 400 grams of love bombing. You're already... need to get rid of this stuff. It's really... yeah. That's what it smells like in real life when you approach this. But more on that later. So, the love bombing. You're already making love like rabbits, and you haven't even moved in together. That is Jeff's and Jessica's investment. It is an investment. There will be a payoff. More on that later. And you imagine also in your own self-gaslighted future faking, where will this go? How much more amazing will the lovemaking be once we moved in together? Because we just, I mean, it just happened here. So, and he was so enthusiastic, and all those promises, and it sounds and feels just so good what we talked about. Correction, what he or she talked about. You really didn't talk about that much. You were skeptical at first, then your ideas were deflected, your criticisms. Then we had the victim mentality to get you hooked, the future faking, and the love bombing now. So at the end of this, what is being presented to you, ladies and gentlemen? What's being presented to you is 1 kilogram of rotten love. Fake love. Rotten love. To consume at your convenience right this moment. And payment is accepted at rates of devaluation and discards. And you will pay. But you don't have to, ladies and gentlemen. But you don't have to if you keep that in mind, that all of the things said before, if you encounter this at a stage where your gut feeling tells you this is too soon, then yes, it is too soon. Falling in love and forming a relationship, in the literal sense, a relationship where mutual trust grows and develops, where mutual respect grows and develops, where mutual love grows and develops, takes time. And just because Jeff and Jessica made some bad choices, and it's always somebody else's fault. Remember the seasoning of the victim mentality. Why should you be on the hook for that? You shouldn't. You don't have to. And if you keep that in mind, you won't have to. Be your own hero, ladies and gentlemen. Be your own heroine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.